Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. I'm Bill Horan, along with my co-host, Nassau Community College student, Matt Leonard.
Today, you're about to meet a man that went through a forced career change at the start of the COVID pandemic and is now one of the most successful and youngest independent store owners inside the Roosevelt Field Mall in Garden City.
Our guest today is Malik Dupri Morris, the owner and creator of Malik Dupri, a store that focuses on luxury sunglasses and everyday stylish wear. Malik, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm happy I'm here.
Now, you have quite a story, and we want to hear it from you today. You were recently featured in Newsday, and that's how we found out about you. So tell us about the store and how it came about.
Yeah, so, you mentioned forced career change. At first, I went to Sewanaka High School, so not too far from here. Mm-hmm. I played football there, and then eventually went to Ithaca College, where I played football there as well. And I majored in physical therapy, so at Ithaca College, I got my doctorate degree in physical therapy, and I was working in the field for a year and a half, and that was, a passion at the time. But once COVID came, everything closed. We were in quarantine. Nobody left the house for like a month. And at the time, I was also doing another business, Savage Ruthless. That's the first clothing line that I started in college. I had a co-founder, Corey Van Dorn, and we were building that brand. So I kind of knew how to create a business and run a business. And once COVID came, I just invested 100% into myself and started my own brand, Malik Dupri. And, once you saw the difference of putting all your effort and 100% of your energy into things, then it kind of took off. Because I say that because I was, they say take your 9 to 5 to fuel your dreams and something like that. Your 5 to 9 is like when you put in the time into your other side hustles. And a side hustle will never really become a full dream unless you put that effort in.
Now, this is really, Matt, an interesting story because I'm hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
Football player.
Yeah.
To physical therapist.
Yeah.
To entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there happy and grinning about this and telling us by the end of this, he may be an astronaut or with those guys on the Big Bang Theory. We don't know what's coming next. Professional boxer, it could be anything. Right. So I'll leave it to you, Matt, to ask the next question.
So why the Roosevelt Field Mall? How did that location come about?
Yeah, well, I live in New Hyde Park, so I live like 15 minutes away.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so really, this was hometown for me too. And then, all right, so basically what really happened, I officially launched Malik Dupri July of 2020. So this was like mid-COVID, but it was July 4th. I had the whole shipment, everything came, and one of my friends, Royden, he was like, yeah, I know you got the glasses. Let me get a pair for 4th of July, right? And I wasn't ready to launch it officially, because I didn't have the website set up and I didn't have everything positioned the way I want. And I knew once I put it out there, it was going to go crazy because the glasses are cool and they're fire. And so I was like, yo, I'll give you a pair, you could buy them, but don't post it on social media yet. And he came and they look good. And I posted it on social media and they have my name on it and everything. And it kind of took off like a wildstorm from there. And my house, I had people coming until like 2 a.m. in the morning, like cars coming in and out the block. And it was kind of crazy. And this was heavy COVID time. So I was like, what's going on over here? And I'm not sure if the mall was closed at the time. I know there was a period of time where they were closed, but I started in July of 2020, and by November of that year, I had a kiosk in the mall at first.
I was just going to ask you that question. Yeah.
So I started with the kiosk. At first, I wanted the store originally, but the kiosk was the only option available, and I did that. And there was a great response from just the kiosk, and I was only selling sunglasses at the time. In the store now, I have clothing and all types of other accessories. But the kiosk is limited space, so you can only do so much things with that. But the success of the kiosk led to the opening of the store.
Now, just to me, he's starting at the top of the mountain and he wants to climb higher.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, of all the malls on Long Island, I don't, at least to my mind, that's a luxury, really nice Roosevelt Field, exemplary mall. I mean, if you wanted a textbook mall.
Yeah.
And it's meant for upper scale people. Its location, the stores they have in there. So you're with the cream of the cream of the cream and some extra cream on top of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, were you nervous going in there or saying, like, is this really me next to Nordstrom's and stores that I've heard about?
You know, it's funny. I still kind of like look at it like that. It's a little surreal every day because I'm like, look, I'm here. You go walk right down the hall and see Hugo Boss and, you know, Michael Kors and companies that you hear of every day. But eventually or ultimately, you have to set your goals in that way. And I knew I could have opened a store in any mall, but if you're going to do it, like, go all out, you know? You got to go all out.
Definitely did that.
Yeah, you have to. So you got to, one thing that I preach to, like, I try to help others with building their businesses. And the biggest thing is I try to teach people, don't treat your small business like a small business. So if you limit yourself and, oh, okay, I'll start out, let me just start at this mall, or let me start out over here, maybe I'll do this. No, aim for the top. If I want to be where, like, let's say Louis Vuitton is, what would they do? And that's how I move.
Louis Vuitton probably wants to be where you are because he sees all the business coming in there. And now, what made you pick sunglasses? I mean, was there a reason? Did you have some background in this?
Everything that I do, like business venture wise, I do things that I'm like an avid user of, or, you know, like Savage Ruthless, it was clothing that I would wear myself. Even the clothing in the Malik Dupri store is clothing I would wear myself. And sunglasses, I was wearing sunglasses all the time. And I saw like the niche of the sunglass market, and I was like, there's not too many people doing this. You know, now my competition is Cartier and Louis Vuitton and Prada and companies like that, Ray-Bans, of course, you know, compared to any clothing line where there's so many different fish in the ocean, right? So it's kind of like I just set myself up for success right away.
And a lot of confidence and know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And then at the end of the day, my glasses are different than there is in the market too. So it provides, you know, a different, I guess, feel than your normal sunglasses. Yeah.
Tell us about some of the clothing you offer. Is it for men, women, both?
Yeah. So I make the clothing unisex. Some styles are a little bit more men specific. Some are a little bit more like female specific. But for the most part, it's pretty overall unisex. And makes it easy for me because then I could just make this and everybody could wear it. I try to make stuff that everybody will look good in.
And you know, really, that's true. I was saying to someone the other day, over the years, being an older person, having seen it change, you don't see a woman, for the most part now, in a skirt or a dress anymore. And what the men and the women wear are pants or athletic shoes, sneakers, so many of the things either sex could wear that, in fact, even older people may, but I'll see things that the older man will be wearing, like the tights for running, that you'd see on a younger person, man or woman. So makes
it's funny, actually, talking about COVID before, it kind of created like a lane of fashion as well, like comfy wear. You know, people working from home, they want to still look good, but be casual. And that's kind of the niche that we fit as well for the clothing.
You're always going to win with be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a winner all the way.
Material, if it feels good and nice on you, you just want to wear it all the time.
That's it. That's the pants I pick out. That's the shirts. Absolutely.
How did you learn how to run a business? We know it takes a village with, you know, rent, payroll, inventory, all that. Did someone help you, or did you do this all on your own?
I mean, so the initial learning the business structure from the brand Savage Ruthless, I learned a lot of like the back end stuff and the production stuff in terms of the day-to-day shipping out orders and things along that nature. But starting an actual store and dealing with payroll and employees and all types of that stuff, it was just jump right in and figure it out as we go. I feel like a lot of the things that, you know, people kind of limit themselves. They're afraid to take that jump because they're like, how do I do this and how do I do that? And they want to learn, they want to wait until everything's perfect to figure it out. But a lot of that you figure it out along the way. And that's kind of being an entrepreneur. Like you overcome the obstacles or whatever challenges or next things that you got to do, you know?
Now, I'm thinking you seem to take life very easy, very mellow about things. But was there something that took place that you said, oh, gee, I didn't know this included being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I forgot all about insurance, or I forgot about a sign that I have to put above the building or something.
I figured that out every day, literally. So, I mean, and initially opening the kiosk, that's when I felt like I was really in the business world, because before I was doing it out of my house, and, you know, there was not a true business structure. And then once you get to the mall, you have to sign leases and, you know, things along that nature, and you have to deal with anything that pops up. So now you're officially, you know, dealing with that business structure. But funny story, one of the most challenging things I never talked about, really, initially my store, I think I opened like June 12th of 2021, right? But I think I could have opened like April 1st, you know, but I didn't have the merchandise at the time. And I was waiting on it from another manufacturer. So that was kind of stuff that you got to deal with the business. Like there's some challenges that might come that you just got to go through.
Were you paying rent during that time?
I was paying rent at the time.
Oh, gee.
Yeah,
that's got to scare you really bad.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's not the mall's fault that I'm not open. And I wasn't going to open with like a small amount of merch and, you know, do things like half-heartedly.
Right.
So, yeah, I wanted to come out best foot forward. So ultimately, I paid like 2 or 3 months rent without opening, and I could have opened if I had the merchandise, but I never really promoted the opening day until I knew exactly when it would come in. So from the outside looking in, it was just, the store is being built. But deep down, the store was built already, and we were just waiting to get the stuff in. Yeah.
I have to sneak in one extra question. Were there a lot of sleepless nights?
Like sleepless in terms of like
no sleep.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean worried.
Yeah.
You said, "Oh my God, what if it doesn't come in by next week? And how long can I keep feeding this monster?"
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think one of the reasons I'm successful, like I try not to let stress get to me. You could only control what you could control. You know, so if I know, all right, these things are kind of out of my hands until this happens, then I'm not gonna kill myself even more about it. And you take it day by day. I say there's sleepless nights in terms of work that got to be put in, but never on some anxiety. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I think I could do anything, you know?
Then you have the right mindset. No, that's good. That's really good.
You are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Matt Leonard, along with Bill Horan, and today you are being introduced to one of the most successful and youngest independent store owners inside the Roosevelt Field Mall in Garden City. Our guest today is Malik Dupri Morris, the owner and creator of Malik Dupri, a store that focuses on luxury sunglasses and everyday stylish wear. My next question for you, Malik, would be, what is one thing you would say to someone who is considering doing what you did when it comes to a total 180 in a career change like that?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it comes from just doing it. You know, a lot of people, they hesitate and might miss out on opportunities just from, you know, them being apprehensive and not wanting to take the risk, but you never know, you know, and a lot of these things that I found in life, the biggest investment you can make is on yourself. So at the end of the day, if you're going to take a risk and you're betting on yourself, I think you're going to go all the way in for yourself, because nobody else, you know, so if you're somebody out there thinking about, I want to start this, or even a podcast or clothing line or another business, like the sooner you start, the faster you will be successful as well, because those things that you might not have figured out at the moment, you figure it out along the way.
You know, it's interesting, and I'm going to ask you the question that we hear that a lot of entrepreneurs, you could kind of see it them growing up. They're either selling lemonade in the summer, and when you were in college, were you like selling donuts as people came out of concerts?
So look, it was funny. I was the captain of the football team, right? And I was a popular kid in college, but even in the locker room, I was selling like chocolate bars.
See?
Like, yeah, no, for sure. 100%. I would go to like Walmart and get a pack of like, I don't know, 30 chocolate bars for $12. And then if you sell them for $1 a piece, that's $18 profit. Mm-hmm. That's 2.2 or 2.5 something times profit.
Even then, people were seeing you and saying, that guy's going to go someplace.
And it's funny because even in my physical therapy classes, like, so it was definitely the toughest major in the school. And I guess I've been blessed. I've just been gifted where I never really had to like study too much in college. And my roommates were always like, why aren't you studying yet? You know, we have a test in like next week. And I'm like, don't stress me. Those are the things I'm like, don't stress me. I'm good. I know what I do, you know? But, in college, I don't know, physical therapy, I was great at it as well. But even my peers in school were kind of like, I know you're going to be doing something else. Like in the future, we just see you being, I don't know. It's just always...
I always say at the station here, we should have an Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because we've had such interesting people come on from the coffee business, from the artistry business.
Right.
We can go through with those with you after the show. But it really seems like you're that person. And to give up, as I'm asking the question, I'm thinking, you gave up physical therapy, which is a terrific career, very skilled, very highly respected. You're working in nice conditions all the time because it's medical, it's clean, it has to be. Yeah. And to give that up, to kind of take a risk of signing a lease and you having to be there every day and no holidays, no time off. And if something goes wrong, the plumbing breaks, you got to fix it. If you know somebody slips in the store, you have to help them. Right. That's a big change.
No, for sure. And I mean, we're going through every day, and I don't know. I enjoy what I do now. So I've always enjoyed what I do, but I feel like you find a purpose. Everybody has their purpose, and one of my biggest purposes too is showing others like you can do what I'm doing if that's what you want to do. You could do anything you want. You just got to put your mind to it and go all in.
And you really have. And obviously, I'm very impressed. And I'm sure Matt also. And he's got a bunch of questions for you.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
How do we invest? That's the next question.
That's a great question.
Ask him that question.
We got to go public. We got to figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get in now while the iron's hot, Bill.
Right. That's it. We found the winner. Now we just have to follow him. Whatever he does, we do it with him.
And then we all get the chicken dinner.
There you go.
There you go. I've seen on your website that you have people who model your sunglasses and clothing. And where do you get people that model your stuff? Are they friends of yours? You hire models? How does that work?
Yeah, all right. So funny thing, throughout this whole process, I've only done one actual photo shoot.
Really?
And those are like some of the pictures you see on the website. But if you look at our Instagram, we have tons of models and influencers and all types of people that, we have pictures of them wearing. The biggest support we've had from the brand is like people actually loving the product so much that they're doing photo shoots themselves and wearing it and going out on their daily lives and taking cool pictures and wearing it. So a lot of what I do on social media is show love to them, supporting the brand by reposting that on our page. And we have a large following. So even like people love to be like featured on other pages. Yep. So it's kind of like a thing too. Like people are kind of like, let me put on my best outfit and put on the Malik Dupri's. And now we could see, I'm going to tag them and hopefully they repost me on the page. And I repost everybody, at least on the story. And then, definitely that's my way of returning the love as well.
And the website looks very professional and all, and it really is great. You guys offer online shopping on there too?
Yeah, for sure. So, it's basically 50-50 where we have the in-store, but then we also have the online because there's so many people, as great as the store is, they're not going to be able to reach it. And online, having a presence on social media, you could actually reach so much more people for free or, a small amount of marketing compared to owning a store and you're kind of paying for foot traffic as well along those lines. So that's why social media is a great tool as well.
Now, Malik, not just because he's my partner, but Matt's sitting here. He looks great in sunglasses.
Yeah.
And really, girls love him. They love him more with sunglasses than without. Right. So if we put those, and our station director, Sean Novat, he looks great in sunglasses. So I think you have some male models here that before you leave today, you should take a look around and, see the future here. He's laughing, but, this could be your future. I'm
male modeling.
To help you out. Male modeling.
Like we're right around the corner, so you got to come by and I'll show you the collection. We got a bunch of different options. We see what look best on you.
Now, if I come in and say I know the boss, give me
I'm going to be right there. And
you're going to be right there, and you'll know it. So,
Bill, I'll tell you right now. There's a reason I'm behind the microphone doing radio. I'm not on TV, so
that's all right. You've got a good face for radio, but with sunglasses, that cures everything. That makes you look like a movie star.
All right, especially the Malik Dupri's. Come on,
there you go, the special ones. Malik, what advice would you give? Here we are at Nassau Community College. These are a lot of people who work very hard. Some of them take 2, 3 public transportation routes to get here for their classes, and they may have a job at the same time.
Right.
What advice would you give a student working here or someone who's coming back to the workplace? Maybe they've tried a profession like you liked what you did, but you just went into something else. Give us some advice that would help these people.
Right. Well, I think for starters, one of the main things is experiment a little bit, see what you do like. So with physical therapy, I see you got a Met shirt on there.
Yep.
I actually, my first, my last internship right before, I graduated and got into the real workforce, I interned for the San Francisco Giants.
Wow.
So I was out in Arizona. I was out there working with all their whole rehab facility. So any major league guys got hurt, they got sent there. They had some teams that were out there as well. So you're doing their everyday pregame and rehab. In the field of physical therapy, I was an athlete, and I thought my dream job was to work for I played football, so be the Jets physical therapist or, a local team physical therapist, any team physical therapist. Working with the Giants made me realize that isn't what I wanted to do, because the only reason I say that, it was the greatest experience. It was fun every day. You're working with players, but your life was dedicated to them. And I wouldn't know my schedule for tomorrow until 8-10 p.m. tonight. I was out in Arizona. My parents came and visited me for a weekend, and I couldn't even see them that much because I was working and, things like that. And I was just like, this isn't the life I want to live. So doing that experience, I learned other things, it pushed me in another direction. And I'm very grateful for everything that I went through, and taking the experiences and doing many different things brought me to what I like the most.
I'm just wondering, you seem so level-headed.
Yeah.
And for a young person knowing business, did you do a lot of reading about business? Did you have a mentor? Was there a series of books that you followed and said, this is what I want to do?
Yeah. And it's I always thought I probably should have went to business school,
I was going to, and then I realized you have physical therapy and you're kind of busy.
But, I feel like a lot of those things you learn in the field, but one of the best books that just opened my mind up to the world for real was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I really preach to anybody to read that book. It just teaches you how the world really works, behind the scenes, business owners have tax advantages and different, there's a whole nother world that people don't even know of. And unless you kind of educate yourself on that, you wouldn't really know. So I definitely, I read that book, a few other books Think and Grow Rich, definitely some financial literacy, things along those natures. And once I really got into the field, I started taking courses. There's courses online, people that are, do what I do. Even I started creating courses because I have information that is beneficial for people to know, and I'm all right, learn from the people that are in the position of where you want to be,
I could see you writing a book, and I'm very serious about it. No, you've had a very interesting background already. You're a very young man, so you're going to have a lot more adventures in between the sports, the other career, now opening a store. And I'm sure this is only step one. There's 10 or 12 more steps that you're going to go through. And I mean, in growth and expansion. And you kidded about it, but maybe this will be on the stock market someday and people will be buying stock in you. So.
You are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. My name is Matt Leonard along with Bill Horan, and today you are being introduced to one of the most successful and youngest independent store owners inside the Roosevelt Field Mall in Garden City. Our guest today is Malik Dupri Morris, the owner and creator of Malik Dupri, a store that focuses on luxury sunglasses and everyday stylish wear. Malik, my next question is exactly what Bill was alluding to just now. What's next for Malik Dupri? What's next for your brand? And you adding new locations, new products. What's on the horizon for you?
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, definitely main thing is putting out new products consistently because, as we grow, we started off with a limited collection and the collection has grown over time. And as we grow, we see what things people like. And we also do things seasonally. There's some more summer stuff coming in. Looking forward to that. I feel like this winter will be a big winter as well. As the brand is really hitting this 1 year mark in the mall and starting to get more familiarity, so now people are starting to recognize it more. And I get the main thing, if anybody comes in the store, first question I ask is, have you been here before or are you just, walking by? Because that gives us a idea of if it's social media or people have been talking about it, or just a random person walking by. And that's the great part, you know, you get all three. And I think as we continue to grow, continuing to just give more options and other things to our clients and customers, and people want to see like more and more. They're like, what you got next? I'm like, just wait, you got to come back in another 2 weeks. You got to see some more stuff, or just stay in tune on the social media and you see everything going on. But biggest thing too, we're going to start collabing with more athletes. So you'll probably start seeing that more. Yeah, I can't talk too much about anybody in particular, but there's some really, really big people that
bigger than Matt Leonard wearing your sunglasses. Names that'll be because everybody in the school here knows Matt Leonard.
Yeah.
He's a radio star. He's famous. He's always hanging out with the ladies.
Yeah.
So come on. I mean, you got names bigger than Matt Leonard.
I'm not sure. It might be hand in hand, but you see what I'm going for. You see,
I mean, people talk Matt Leonard, Tom Brady.
Exactly.
I mean, this is the way they think.
Hey, look, don't spoil it yet. Nah, I'm joking.
He's the school idol. So I'm giving you gold right here. I just want you to know how important is the social media aspect of
yeah,
this.
social media I would say is number one, you know, because nowadays people are on their phone all day. And if you have something that's popular on social media, it's just going to be popular to the masses. And I feel like once you create that niche and you can be active on social media, like I post like funny stuff on social media too, just having fun in the store and not just pushing products down people's face. I really want people to be like, feel connected to the brand. And I feel like that's what we give to the world as well. Our motto, slogan is believe in your vision. So I feel like as we continue to preach that to it, it's motivation. Like people see me as motivation, as things that they can do. Cause I'm a kid from right down the block, you know? So if I could do it, you could do it too.
Again, I think you are the perfect one for seriously a book for the future. And talking about your trails, you should keep a little diary and talk about them because you're going to have interesting adventures. You've already had many. And once you get Matt on board, everybody will want to be part of that operation.
Let's go viral.
Malik, we want to thank you for being here today. And to our audience, we want you to know our guest today has been Malik Dupri Morris. He's the owner and creator of Malik Dupri, located inside the Roosevelt Field Mall in Garden City. And tell us where you're telling us before, right?
Yeah,
where?
So we're located closer towards Dick's Sporting Goods. We're right across from Gap, right close to PacSun, and yeah, there's a bunch of big stores. JD Sports. Yeah. So
just go in and say hello. Let him know you've been listening on the show. He's a really nice guy, and he'll give you good advice about getting your next pair of sunglasses.
Right. And where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, social media is at Malik Dupri, MALIK_DUPRI.
Malik, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
I'm Bill Horan. I'm here with Matt Leonard. We thank you for listening to this week's special edition of My Hometown.
We like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to WHPC at ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.